Hello friends, welcome to the Bash Shell scripting tutorial. So in this video we will try to go through some of the default directory which are present in a system, in typical system of Linux or Unix. So I have listed some of those directories which are present. Now not all these directories might be present in all the systems. For example, Unix, even though is a POSIX compliant system, but it has many things which are different compared to Linux. So for example, /sys file system might not be present in Unix, or maybe /proc file system might not be present in Unix or Solaris, but it is present in Linux. So most of my tutorials are targeting Linux with respect to Ubuntu operating system, but many of those materials will apply to any other kind of operating system which are POSIX compliant. So let's try to look the first file system, which is /bin. Slash is typically called as root. The top level is the root, the top level, and inside that all other folders are either mounted or present. So we'll go through the concepts of mounting and everything in later videos. So as of now we will just see what is it. So /bin. So root is the top level directory. So let me show you another diagram so that it makes this diagram clear. So root would be the topmost folder, and inside the root there will be a bin folder which is /bin, which means it belongs to the root. So that's the relations between root and bin. So /bin contains the system binaries. Home directory contains the user's home directory, so it should be /home, and inside the home it should be a user like John or a Tom or something else. Dev contains the block device and character device like dev SDA for hard disk, or dev STB for hard drive, or maybe SSD drives, dev SDB. And etc contains system wide configuration file. /lib contains shared libraries and Linux kernel modules like lib/lib/libc.so, that is the shared library. Same thing with lib64, but it is containing 64-bit versions of the shared library. /var contains data which varies over time like var lib MySQL. So MySQL database might be present in /var partitions, or maybe log files are present in var log messages, those kind of things. Sbin contains binary utilities for which only root file system or administrator has access. Mnt is mount point for the file system. Typically Mnt might be empty, but it might also be mounted for some servers. If you log into some servers, and Mnt might not be empty, which means someone has mounted some file system into this particular directory. Temp is for storing temporary data and files. /proc is with respect to Linux kernel data structures which are mounted as read-only file system. We will go through this proc in some of the later videos. /boot contains the init ramfs and the Linux kernel image to boot. And /is again is a kernel data structure very similar to proc, but it's a different kernel data structure, and both are part for Linux, but sysd is more modern and proc is old, but it used to be having a different purpose with respect to like mounting and seeing the PID of a running process or open file descriptors, memory map. And sys is more with respect to what are the different kinds of hardwares are there, what is the hardware UID is there, what is the different kinds of ACPI and those kind of things. So if you look this hierarchy, it is like this. This is my root file system. Inside that there will be folder called USR, and inside the folder USR there might be an include folder, and inside the include folder there might be one typical file which is always present in all kinds of Unix and Linux kind of operating system, which is unistd. There might be stdlib.h or maybe some other kinds of header files. /bin contains some utilities, so inside the /bin, and there might be other files. I have not shown all the diagrams and all the combinations here. This layout is just to give you some idea how does a typical file system looks like, and that does not mean that okay /bin will not have anything. It might have, and it has many things, but just for clarity purpose I am showing just a part of the tree. Similarly for /home there might be two users like Tom and John, but there might be a number of users. and slash lib has shared library and slash etc. Now let's try to look into a command. There is a command called tree. In case if you don't have this command in your Linux system, you can install by saying apt-get install, excuse me, apt-get install tree. So it is pretty straightforward. So if you go to any folder, like right now I am in slash home in my home directory, and if I list, there is a folder called desktop. So if I run tree and with the folder desktop, it would list out okay what all the files it looks like, how it looks like the entire directory hierarchy. If I go to the slash root and I say root, or maybe you don't need to go to root also, you can run from any place, but I just went there and tree slash, so it will list out in a tree structure how it looks like. So let's try to do a small demo. I make a directory mkdir john and I go inside the john cd john. Don't worry if you don't know all these commands, we will go through these commands in later videos. So there is called Tom, and then there is called Kelly, and inside the Tom there is a file called vi-test.sh, and I will say echo hi there. Now if I come out of this and you say pwd and you say tree, and then you see, so it shows like this. So the John has a folder called Kelly, and Tom has a file called sh test.sh. So this tree command shows the tree structure. It's a very useful command. Just for understanding, this command may not be very useful when writing the shell script, because the output like this might not be good to process. You might have to take a ASCII format, remove all those formatting lines like this pipe characters, it formats and presents it. You have to remove all those things, but this is nevertheless a good command to understand for the beginners. So that's all for this video, and we will post more videos, more utilities, more tools. So thanks for watching.